Road Safety Awareness Month is observed every November. During this month, the government and related agencies intensify awareness programs aimed at reducing road fatalities and encouraging the safe use of our roadways. So join me, Paul McAdam, as we take a look at the measures being taken to address Guyana's growing road fatality rates, how aware people really are, and those persons who go the extra mile to make our roadways safe. This is Guyana 411. Road accidents are among the top 10 contributors to death in Guyana. It is estimated that these accidents cost around $14 million every year. President David Granger has noted that Guyana can ill afford the loss of its human resources through road accidents. This segment examines why Guyana's roads remain unsafe.
It is estimated that every 2.5 days, someone will die in Guyana as a result of a road accident. Minister within the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Annette Ferguson, notes that it is the responsibility of all road users to play their part in ensuring the roadways are safe.
Road users must plan their lives better to avoid the rush. Drivers avoid the rush. Motorcyclists avoid the rush. Pedestrians, you too, need to avoid the rush. Our road users need to demonstrate more responsibility.
The Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, notes that human behavior is the top contributing factor in most vehicular accidents across the globe. Dr. John Alexandre of PAHO speaks on the leading cause of road fatalities in Guyana.
In Guyana, the use of alcohol, speeding, and inattentiveness while driving have been major contributing factors to death and injury.
The Guyana Police Force's statistics show that at the end of October, there were 109 deaths as a result of 99 road accidents. When compared to last year, fatal accidents across the country have increased by 21% and deaths by 14%. To date, the police have recorded 20,189 cases of speeding. There were 1,406 cases of driving under the influence of alcohol. There were 2,338 recorded cases of overloaded minibuses and 554 cases of using a cell phone while driving. Traffic Chief Dion Moore notes that there is an attitude of disregard, particularly by drivers on the roadways.
There has been a trend where a lot of drivers tend to adopt an attitude that in everything they do, they engage in the consumption of alcohol. It is a dangerous practice. It is a deadly practice. It is a fact that we are focusing heavily on speeding and the consumption of alcohol. However, there are a lot of drivers who, after working very long hours, still choose to drive when they're tired. Equally, there are a lot of drivers who consume prescribed drugs without recognizing that the side effects of those drugs can cause their vision to be impaired, resulting in them getting involved in accidents.
Additionally, traffic congestion intensifies the problem of unsafe roads and most oftentimes lead to accidents. In A Division, which spans from Dora on the east bank of Demerara to Conversation Tree on the east coast of Demerara, the challenge of ensuring the roadways are safe is compounded by high traffic congestion. Traffic Commander of A Division, Superintendent Ramesh Ashram.
This division is one of the most busiest division in terms of policing and business areas. So on, we have to deal with the airport coming down, the factories, business places and so on. Notwithstanding that, with the congestion of the East Bank.
Superintendent Ashram says fatal accidents in A Division have increased when compared to last year.
In A Division, we have an increase in fatal accidents. Last year to date, we have 26 fatal. To date, 36. And when we analyze these accidents, Most are as a result of drinking and driving, speeding, fail to conform to sign, and basic breach of traffic rules on the road.
The Pan American Health Organization estimates that 64 to 95% of road fatalities are as a result of improper human activity by drivers, passengers, and pedestrians. We spoke to some of these road users to determine whether they were able to identify how their actions contribute to unsafe roads and what could be done to make the roadways safer.
Charlene Helliger, a teacher, says people need to be more alert on the roadways.
From my experience, I could remember being on the road and standing on a pedestrian crossing and the lights had stopped and a truck actually undertake. So if I wasn't alert, I think I would be it. What we could do is look out for each other and be alert, because we cannot prevent it, because we might looking out for somebody, but somebody else might look out for us. So we should be alert.
At the minibus park in downtown Georgetown, Oren Daniel says he believes road users are too impatient and this makes the roadways unsafe.
One of the things that make the road unsafe is because nobody don't want to wait. Nobody want to absorb the 5 C's and you know, got some consideration for a man. Well, they got some people driving on the road and they might not know to drive as another one. And the one who know for drive, I think with the skill, I think he should be more cautious, look out for the person who really ain't got the skill as he. But it don't happen, and because that don't happen, you find a lot of accidents can happen all the time. Because people, you gonna panic when you see a bus will fly at the side of your car or anything and you ain't off a drive.
Daniels believes that there are too many vehicles on the roadways and these also contribute to the country's high road accident rates.
They need to somehow slow down the pace of vehicle. We ain't got roads all these vehicles, and you know, everybody buying a vehicle. It is economic, it's money for the government, but it got a lot to do with the accident.
Some drivers believe that pedestrians should be more careful when using the road. Taxi driver Roger Edwards shares his experience.
The pedestrians gotta be more careful than be walking like they own the road. You know, you gotta look at the pedestrian passing and the crossing and walk direct for it. But other than that, you got wise drivers, you have careful drivers.
John, a minibus driver, also believes that pedestrians use the roads improperly.
Well, the pedestrians, well, they was it. If they start locking up for jaywalking, I think you can get a better improvements of what's going on. They don't follow the rules. They have the pave, they don't use the pave. They have the crossing, they don't use the crossing. They just walk. Look, I would come out here with a driving, somebody would want to cross the road. They would walk from side the bus and look for walk in front the bus at the same time. Not driver, you can't wait. You gotta wait for them pass. And they just side the bus and they want to go over the road. So pedestrians don't use the road properly. Most times this contribute to the accident.
Hussein, who says he's been driving for 16 years, would like to see increased police presence on the roadways to encourage safe road practices.
For the road safety to come good in this country, they have to get a lot of policemen. You gotta get superintendent with the constable them for direct the surety. You don't want motorbike, let it walk, because when they get the motorbike, they ride and go around like Mary go around, but now they got gas for the government.
Minister of Public Security Kemraj Ramjatan, at the recent launch of Road Safety Month, notes that persons are required to be responsible as citizens of a country.
When we, as a human individual, become that unit that exudes more responsibility, almost all that kind of negative statistic I just mentioned, we're going to improve on. And so I'm urging that in relation to all these statistics, only last week I have the statistics for how many crimes people were charged with. Last week, speeding 338, overload minibus 51, failure to wear seat belt 77, driving under the influence of alcohol 71, another 36 careless driving, another 36 breach of conditions of road service license, all totaling some
We asked the students, pedestrians, and drivers we spoke to if they observe the rules of the road when they're using it.
90% of the time, most often.
It's the same day. I should say yes. Not all the time, not all the time. You know, I'm human, but not all the time. But I try. I try.
Walk in corners. Try and always keep on focus on guard for any wild drivers. Things like that.
Minister of Education, Dr. Rupert Rupnarine, says that it is time the country build a culture of road safety.
This is where I believe the schools have the extremely important task ahead of them, ensuring that we have weekly classes and consciousness raising in the school system in relation to road safety.
The government and other stakeholders are already taking steps towards building a culture of road safety. Improved law enforcement coupled with intensified public awareness is part of the government's efforts towards making our roadways safe.
The Traffic Department of the Guyana Police Force has been increasing enforcement of traffic laws in an effort to improve road safety. Traffic Chief Dion Moore notes that charges for offenders have increased.
To date, we've charged 59,695 drivers. For this same period last year, we've charged 47,911. However, not because we've had more enforcement this year, it means that we should have more accidents.
When the police realized that there was likely to be a higher number of deaths as a result of road accidents, it launched Operation Safeway. Launched in September by the then Acting Police Commissioner David Ramnarine, Operation Safeway is an extended campaign aimed at reducing the road fatality rate.
It is clear that Safeway could not have come at a more opportune moment. With revision of strategies, availability and increased use of human and other resources, and sustained oversight from police headquarters, divisional commanders, and the traffic chief himself, much more is achievable.
Superintendent Ashram from A Division explains how Operation Safeway works.
Safeway, we do it on a 24-hour basis, mainly in the day, on foot and motorcycle. From 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning, we do motor vehicle patrol.
While on patrols, the police conduct random breathalyzer and speeding tests. The traffic chief explains.
Operation Safeway is a countrywide operation. In all of the divisions, there will be ongoing operations by day and by night. By night, you'll have more vehicular patrols, and within those patrols, you'll find ranks performing random breathalyzer testing. We emphasize the point that the ranks performing duties on the road must be at all times visible.
Since its launch, the police have seen results, the traffic chief notes.
With Operation Safeway from the 15th of September to date, we've realized that we've had a decrease in accidents as well as a decrease in deaths.
The police have since charged over 1,700 persons for speeding. About 2,700 were tested for alcohol, and over 390 were found to be above the prescribed limit and were charged with driving under the influence. Police records show that over 350 breathalyzer tests were done in the evenings, while 40 were done during the day.
The enforcement is ongoing. On Operation Safely, there is no tentative date when it comes to relax. Our aim is to have a more road safety consciousness and to promote better driving attitudes and road safety practices.
Alongside Operation Safeway, the Guyana Police Force has been relying on CCTV cameras around the city to nab errant drivers, the traffic chief says.
We have since formed an additional task force operating out of traffic headquarters, where we monitor the CCTV breaches, and then we'll have patrol ranks almost simultaneously working in the field to nab those errant drivers who would breach the traffic light control signals.
The police have also been taking more stringent measures in granting of driver's license. The traffic chief tells us more.
We have members of the Cops on Faith network working along with the members of the traffic department in terms of the theoretical aspect, where they would go and invigilate the conducting of the theoretical examinations countrywide, and then there's a second phase where they assist in terms of marking those exam papers to ensure transparency and reduce any form of unprofessional conduct by police ranks, allegedly. And thirdly, in the practical aspect, they would also monitor the practical examination. That is to say that ensure that if my name is John, I am John, and I go and do my test and get my driver's license.
Law enforcement efforts, however, are challenged by allegations of corrupt traffic ranks and poor conviction rates for offenders. Police statistics show that only 8,947 persons were fined for speeding out of more than 20,000 recorded cases. Similarly, only 719 persons were fined for driving under the influence out of more than 1,000 persons, and 6 were reprimanded and discharged. Out of more than 2,000 overloaded minibus cases, only 966 have been fined, and out of more than 500 cases of driving with cell phones, 309 were fined.
If an offence is committed, they are ticketed offences and they are charged offences. The ticketed offences is where the person will be given a ticket on the spot. The charge case is where the person will have to go before a magistrate, who in turn will decide as to the penalty. The ticketed cases, there's a fixed amount attached to most of them.
Law enforcement is only one part of effectively addressing road safety, Assistant Police Commissioner David Ramnarai notes.
The traffic situation. The traffic situation remains one where prevention and enforcement have to be continuously juxtaposed and buttressed by education.
The police conduct a series of education awareness programs with drivers and school-aged children. However, Superintendent Ashram says he sometimes questions the commitment of persons to road safety, despite the efforts to educate them.
Road safety is everybody's business and it should be practiced. If you go around the Sabak market area, drivers, on a daily basis, police are there to direct them, do the right thing and so on. And you just move away from there and go back, is the same thing they do it. But notwithstanding that, we have to continue education and talking the person has to be an ongoing program. We cannot give up on that, the education program is there. I'm appealing to the general public, be road safety conscious, listen to the advice, anything you want to clear up, come and clear it up.
The Guyana National Road Safety Council, GNRSC, complements the police education awareness efforts. Coordinator of the GNRSC, Ramona Dorjan, tells us how.
One of the things we were focusing on was on the children, and now we know that we need to focus more on the adults. What we are looking at now is attitude change. How can we have attitude change, not only from drivers, but from pedestrians, from cyclists, from motorcyclists, from all classes of road users? How we can help them to change their attitude.
GNRSC is an advisor to the Traffic Department on road safety issues. In observance of Road Safety Month, the entity launched the White Night campaign. Dorjan explains how the campaign will work.
We have police officers doing roadblocks throughout the country. That night, no police officers traffic officers expected to sleep. We will be advertising this campaign beforehand, telling persons that we will be having roadblocks. So drivers will now say to themselves, I'm going to go drink tonight, but you know what, the police is going to be at this roadblock so place. So you know what, I'm going to take a taxi, or I'm going to designate a driver.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure ensures that there is proper substructure to encourage a culture of road safety. Minister Ferguson shares how her ministry is doing this.
Some of our actions include ensuring proper and adequate road signage, road markings to ensure road users are guided accordingly or properly, construction of sidewalks, installation of raised pavement markers, installation of street lights, installation of traffic lights, road maintenance and resurfacing of damaged roads, placement of speed bumps, participation in traffic management to improve mobility of road users, promotion of road safety through education.
Creating a culture of road safety requires a collaborative effort from all stakeholders. The government has recognized the threat of corruption to road safety and has taken measures to address this. At the level of the Guyana Police Force, there is ongoing capacity building with stricter penalties for ranks who violate their stations. To encourage reporting of corrupt activity by officials, the government has been working to ensure there are proper reporting channels and legislation to protect whistleblowers.
Road safety is everybody's business. We take a look at how one retired crossing guard continues to dedicate his time and energies towards ensuring the safety of residents in one East Bank Demerara community.
For more than 20 years, a former Agricola resident shows up every morning to safely cross community members across the busy East Bank Demerara highway. Randall Smith, popularly known as Uncle Rani, worked as a seaman before he became a staff at the Agricola Primary School, where his passion as a crossing guard was developed.
I joined Agricola Primary 1994, the 23rd of July, and that is how I started this work. I came off the job 2011, not working, but I still do it to the children. I don't know some of the parents, some I know them, and that was I go on all the time. Every morning I came here, leave in the afternoon morning, and that is how I go on all the time. Only on the holidays, our school closed, I don't be here.
Even though Smith no longer lives in Agricola, he travels there every school day to sign on to work around 7:30 in the morning. His workplace is the pedestrian crossing outside the Agricola Primary School. Decked out in his work gear, a reflective vest and a stop sign, when the foot traffic builds up, Uncle Rani goes to work.
But after I'm not working, I still continue with the children because the traffic gets so heavy right now and I can't take no chance with the children. Avoiding them getting in an accident or what have you. Thank God for the time I do it, nobody never get accident with me on the road.
The crossing guard notes the disregard of drivers on the road these days, but says he encourages drivers to use the road safely.
They're unruly. Most of the drivers are unruly. Then young fellas are driving now, they don't control. I stand in there some morning, I don't have to stop some vehicle, they stop themselves with the pedestrian.
Smith cuts his interview to safely cross two children across the road, which buzzes with heavy morning traffic. After safely crossing the girls to the other side of the 4-lane road, Smith recalls the challenges he has had with the children he dedicates his time to.
Some of the children are misbehaving also. See, I got to tell them stand up. Some still want to run across the road, and they got vehicles on the side, don't stop. So there's a lot of headache I got sometimes with some of the children there. But I tried my best. Nobody never get accident with me on the road.
Alicia Roach, an Agricola resident, says Uncle Rani is a fixture in the community.
Rani has been a fixture in this community for over a number of years, assisting the school children in crossing of the road, even the elderly and even us workers. When the traffic is heavy, he would ensure that everybody crosses safely.
Dennis, Matthew and Sherry-Ann, high school students, say Uncle Rani has been helping them cross the road from their earliest school days.
I must say Uncle Rani is a very good guy, known him since nursery, crossing everyone. I think they should give him a medal or something for his service, for helping us every day, because it's very difficult.
Doing it since I go in daycare. I know you since I small and you're doing this all years, and I think they should give you something for doing this. And he's a very great guy.
The theme for this year's Road Safety Awareness Month is Life Does Not Have a Reset Button, Drive Carefully. We encourage you to use the roads safely and encourage others around you to always take care, be cautious, be considerate, and use common sense when on the roads. Have a great week ahead.